There's a lot going on with my hair. Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. I am feeling much better so I can talk to you because I'm not blowing my nose and coughing every 5 minutes. That said, today I have a video that I recorded while I was down with the COVID, and so I didn't do the live video film, but I do have everything put together to share with you today. It is using the Spellbinders Kit of the Month Clubs. There are two. I have the Small Die of the Month Club and the 3D Embossing of the Month Club, and I love what I did. I kind of followed the way I should have done it for the first card, but for the second card, I just kind of winged it a little. And even though this video just has a voiceover and is quite sped up in spots, cards turned out pretty cute. So today I'm gonna get you in, get you out, and hopefully you will be inspired. Those card projects are coming up next. Here's a look at what I'll be creating with today, and this is the Floral Butterfly card front. Now look at this beautiful die. You have the wings, you have florals, you have greetings, and this little butterfly body. Now I had to go ahead and cut it out to show you just how detailed and beautiful this is, but the best part is when you put them together, they are the perfect size for an A2 card front. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. Love, love, love that. And then here is the tiled motif 3D embossing folder. And this has a gorgeous pattern that would be so fun for so many different types of backgrounds. I have a few little distress inks, and we're gonna get started with some ink blending. So I've got worn lipstick, I've got dried marigold, and I'm just using my Simon blender brushes here on my mat. And the idea is that I am going to create a blend, just a little bit of the worn lipstick, and then I'm going to blend in the dried marigold to create the two tones. I love dried marigold. It's a lovely orange color. And I'm on Neenah Solar White Classic Crest for all of the components to this card. Also, I'm using today my little ink strip holder for the mini cubes from Waffle Flower and the media mat. And once I realized, you know what, you can get two out of this, I kept blending to create a full panel of color. Then I'm going to cut out one pair of wings from one side, cut those out and replace the dies and cut another pair out. So I have two beautiful butterfly body wings, right, with the ombre. I'm going to cut some of the floral centers out, some from the orange and some from the pink. That way I will have a couple different color options when it comes to adding centers to the flowers. I'm cutting the flowers out of white cardstock only. I just thought that would be so pretty to have, and they look like that. And I'm going to cut a couple extras off camera. I used matte gold cardstock for the greeting and the butterfly body. I also cut some of those out of white. I have my note card prepared here. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you can see by bringing in the top and the bottom, they fit perfectly. I'll be using some spray adhesive to add adhesive all over the backs of those die cuts, and I do that in a little box off camera. Then I'll put my card panel right into the corner here of my score buddy, just to help me line up the edges so quickly. Anything will work. You can use your Misty stamp positioner tool as well, anything with a right angle corner, but it's so quick for getting it right into the right place. And look at that. They line up just as they were designed to, and now you have the coolest tone on tone texture. I think that is a brilliant design. I'm going to take some copy paper and just take my bone folder and go over it. I like to put a piece of paper down just in case there's adhesive. I don't want it to get stuck to my bone folder or my hand, but now we'll speed up the process a little. I've got some of the thinner foam squares from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to do the same treatment for both butterflies. I'm putting the thin foam squares on the back just to give that a little dimension over this beautiful background panel. And then I'll take the backers off, and I'm going to put a little tiny bit of liquid glue on each of the foam squares just to give me that little bit of wiggle room and position the top pair of wings. And I'll do the same thing on the bottom so they are placed right into place. So cool, right? I'll put a glass brick on that to hold it down. And now I'll just add these florals. And I think this has a very almost filigree kind of look. When I saw these dies, I wasn't exactly sure how to use them at first. And as soon as I realized, because there's a sample on the back of the package, that they were to fill in the wings, I thought, I can do this. This is brilliant. And I love the way this looks just with the crisp white cardstock. You're going to see many beautiful samples on the Spellbinders website for this kit, but I just thought this is so fun to work with. I'm adding a gold body onto a white cardstock body for a little bit of dimension, and then I'll take my liquid glue again and put that little friend right into the center, just like that, and put that glass brick on. Put a little tiny dot in the center of each flower. This again is just connect glue. And then I'm going to pick up my little centers that I cut out. The pink ones will be up in the pink portion of the wing, and the orange ones will go down where the orange ink is. Isn't that fun? And I'm going to repeat the same thing for the butterfly up top. I glued my greetings onto another layer of the same thing in white cardstock just for a little dimension. And I'll use my liquid glue again to place them. I have the because there, and then I'll do the same thing for the just. I just figured if I had the because first, it would be easier to line up the just. Pop that down and press that into place. Isn't that fun? Oh, I love it. Now I had a few more little die cuts, so I decided to take 2 more of the little florals and pop them in those open spaces on either side of the greeting, again with a little colorful floral center, and that is the finished card project. I love it! I think it's so cute with all that texture and color, but we're not done yet. For the next card, I wanted to use the embossing panel, so I trimmed a piece of cardstock down already, and again, this is the same Neenah Solar White in the 110, placed it into the folder, and I love these folders because, number one, you can make a much bigger panel than what I'm doing, but it's so easy to line up and then see where your panel is going to actually be embossed. And I'm using the universal plates, but I put the A platform, my folder, and the D adapter plate for these 3D embossing folders. The sandwich is right there on the plate, which is great. And look at this texture. Mama, it's so good. It's so good. Look at that. You have 2 different layers of texture. That is beautiful. I've got some foam tape on the back of this panel, and I've already created a notepad out of pink sand cardstock. And I love that margin of space that frames this beautifully embossed panel. And to finish off the card, I created 1 more butterfly exactly like the others. And for this one, I did leave a little gap between the upper wings and lower wings. I just thought that was kind of a neat look. And then again, a little gold body right in the center. And then of course, we're repeating the same greeting just because in the matte gold. Now this is a little tricky. You have to kind of hold it and let that glue adhere because the background is so textured. As I found out here, I pressed, glue seeped out, and then the greeting came right up on my finger. Imagine that. So just be gentle, press until it is adhered, and then for good measure, you might want to give it a little press down with an acrylic block or a glass block, whatever you have on hand. And that is the card number 2. I actually love this. Like, it's so simple, but look at these. The texture and that happy color that's just from 2 inks, right? You don't need a lot of ink to create gorgeous color. And then look at how simple that is, but with that gorgeous embossed pattern. I'm so happy with how these turned out. You can find links to all of the supplies I used for today's card projects in the YouTube description box. I would love to have you become a subscriber, so please hit that button, and I'll see you back here with another card project soon. Here are 2 more Spellbinders Kit cards that you might be interested in checking out. I'll see you in those videos.